Everyday chat and chart live during the New York session. Here, real traders share the raw truth, their mindset, technical analysis, and execution. This is where real traders show their skill set. Welcome to Tradin TV. This is your stage to shine.
Hello traders, good morning and welcome to London Session Open. I hope you had a great weekend. Last week was packed with surprises, but not with news. Some of the most important numbers were pulled out of the economic calendar. So we're hoping this week they'll actually release the numbers. We're talking especially about the NFP and the non-farm payroll and the unemployment rate and so on. Okay, so let's get to it and let's start looking at the economic calendar and see what news we have this week. First of all, we start with Monday, which is today. We have a holiday in Japan. So no high impact news today. No big deal. Then we have tomorrow we have the German CPI, which is very important. That's a high impact number for the euro. And we have Fed Chair Powell speech. We have a speech for Powell tomorrow. So I think he will discuss the latest, let's call it, issues because of the government shutdown. Because he has maybe less than 2 weeks before he needs to decide if he's cutting rates or not. So he will be he needs that data to be released. He needs the jobs market numbers to be released. He needs so many releases that have been delayed because of the government shutdown. So I think he will be discussing that. And that's that for Tuesday. Now let's move to Wednesday. Wednesday we have core CPI. If they didn't pull it off the calendar this week again, but for now, if everything goes well, if they reopen the governmental offices responsible for releasing those numbers, I believe, I believe it will be on Wednesday. That's the plan. So we have the core CPI from the US, we have the CPI and year on year and month on month. So the core CPI is expected to be same as the previous, so no change, which is somehow that's a good signal for the economy that the inflation is stabilizing. The previous CPI was we're talking about the headline. We have core CPI and headline CPI. Just a quick reminder, core CPI is basically CPI minus food and energy prices. So we call the normal CPI the headline CPI. So the previous reading of the headline CPI was 2.9%. The forecast is expected to be the same, and the actual reading we'll be waiting. 1 second, sorry. Yeah, so the actual number might be released on Wednesday, and this number is very important for the Fed, because just another quick reminder, the Fed has a dual mandate of keeping stable prices, which is like controlling inflation and so on, and maximum employment, which is the jobs market. So what's happening now with the government shutdown, he's not getting any of those data releases. So that's why it's so challenging for Jerome Powell and the Federal Reserve right now. And then we have the CPI month over month. It's expected to be slightly less than the previous, which is more rate cut friendly. It means that inflation is going down, so they can cut rates to boost the economy with no problems. That's Wednesday. We move to Thursday. Okay, so we have the GDP, which can also be removed from the economic calendar if they did not like reopen the government. But we're expecting to get the numbers on Thursday. And then we have core retail sales. It's expected to go down, so that's not a very a positive thing for the US dollar. And we have the initial jobless claims. It's expected to be a little bit higher, so that's negative for the jobs market, which is rate cut friendly, by the way. And we have the Philadelphia Manufacturing Index. Uh, yeah, this number is also high impact. If it comes in higher, it means that the manufacturing sector is like is getting momentum. If not, it means the exact opposite. And as for the next one is PPI. So the previous reading was minus 0.1, which is the producer's price index. The forecast is 0.3. Now, PPI is a leading indicator because usually if PPI starts showing like increases or like strength, it means that the producers' numbers or producers' prices are inflated. So usually what happens is that the producers just like pass on that like high price to the consumers. So we get the CPI becomes then higher. Then we have a higher inflation reading in the economy in general. And that's why, and that's when the Fed starts raising rates and so on and so on. But now, like this number is very important. If it comes in higher as expected, that could be very positive for the dollar because it means there shouldn't be a rate cut because this inflation in prices will move from the producers to the consumers and we will have higher inflation. And last but not least, we have the retail sales. The previous reading was at 0.6%, and the forecast is slightly lower at 0.4%, which is a negative for the US dollar and the US economy. But again, guys, I'm going through them very fast because we've been through those before. And like we might see the same thing happening again this week where they will be removing those numbers because they don't have the data yet. But if they want to release the GDP, for example, it will be on Thursday. So that's what we're hoping. And finally, Friday, we have the European CPI. The previous reading was at 2%. The forecast is 2.2. You know, when it comes to the inflation in Europe, they already reached their goal of or target of 2%. So like whenever it ticks up a bit or like goes a little bit below 2% or above 2%, they like they've already won the battle against inflation. So like those numbers are not that as important as the inflation numbers coming from the US, for example. All right, and from the UK, by the way. So again, the same numbers that have been removed twice over the past 2 weeks. The average hourly earnings, same numbers, same expectations. Non-farm payrolls, previous 22K, and the forecast is an improvement. The unemployment rate is like expected to be at 4.3% with no change. So basically, that's what we have for the economic calendar. Let me now go back to the chat and see if you guys have any questions regarding what we just explained. Okay. All right, all right, all right. Do you have any questions, guys? Do you have any questions? Should we move to the charts? Yes. Time to move to the charts. All right. Let's move to the charts. Okay. We start with. Let me share my screen, guys. 1 second, please. Okay. Okay. So, can you see my screen? All good? Yeah. All right. So let's start, and let's start as always with the DXY, because we need to see what the dollar is doing before deciding what everything else is doing, right? Because everything is priced against the US dollar. So we had a very bullish week last week, and based on the like band strategy, it closed outside the bands on the weekly time frame. So that's very bullish, and we're at least targeting the 102 levels on the DXY, which is uh, like like a lot of pips, especially for other currencies like the euro. Euro is gonna suffer because of this climb. That's for the weekly chart. So I believe we have ourselves a proper reversal to the upside. It's not 100% confirmed yet until it breaks the 100.25. Okay, so once it breaks this, now we can say that we're in like an official reversal to the upside. Um, and just to remind you, why are we reversing to the upside? Because if you look at the monthly time frame, we are in an uptrend. The major trend is upwards. So we reached the trend line, and we retested the trend line and got rejected from it. And now we're expecting like a reversal to the upside. So we're expecting a strong dollar for the coming period of like the next couple of months, plus the like next year. Even maybe it'll like last even longer than the last year. But anyway, going back to today and this week, it's like it closed very strong, as you saw, and it started making higher highs and higher lows, which is also considered as trending. So I still need it to break the 100 level so that I can like say comfortably that the dollar index now is in an uptrend. Okay, that's the daily. Let me check the 8 hours real quick. Yeah, it's good. It's good. Still bullish. Nothing wrong with it. Yeah, look how clean this looks. All right. So that's for the DXY. Let's move now to the euro. Okay. Okay. The London session just opened. All right. Let me just take questions. Make sure that gold analysis. We're getting to gold analysis, of course. Okay, Celestine, this is for long-term traders. True, but like if you get the idea behind this analysis is not to take trades; it's to have a bias. So I'm trying to give you guys and like an overall bias for the week, the month, and even till the end of the year. So that's basically what we are doing here. It's not a live trading session; it's an analysis session. And what do we do in analysis sessions? We analyze, even like medium term, short term, medium term, and long term. All right. Let's go back to the chart now. So the euro also closed like naturally it closed bearish because like it's the exact opposite of the DXY. It closed bearish on the weekly, so that's that. On daily, yeah. Now we have something. Yeah, we need to we need to stop here for a second. Why? Because it got rejected from a very important moving average on the daily time frame, which is the 126 day moving average. That's a very important moving average. Now, um, if the euro decides to reject from here and break above this short-term trend line, we might be seeing like a continuation. But overall, if you take a look at this, you see that the euro was in this like was trending using this trend line and this slope, but then it sped up, it became faster. So we drew this, what's it called, the speed line, and it broke the speed line now, tried to retest, tried to go back above, it couldn't, and started breaking below. And now, if nothing changes and it stays below this short-term trend line, I'm expecting it to keep going down at least to 1.12. So four figures from here. But if it breaks above the 1.1750 70, that's where we should be like starting to think about uh, going long with it, or like possibly that this rejection was not a reversal, it was just like a deep correction. All right, so that's for the daily. Sorry, we go to 4 hours. Yeah, 4 hours is still bearish. It's like trending beautifully. So what about the 1 hour? So yeah, for those of you guys who are like trading, day trading, um, I think that's very obvious. I don't need to tell you what to do. It's very obvious. Yeah. Okay, so daily, we're done. Let's move now to GBP USD. We go to weekly. Let me check if we have any questions. My question is that DXY is clearly showing hand. Okay, so you're saying someone is asking if like why are the DXY and the gold going up at the same time? Because the dollar in times of uncertainty serves a similar purpose that the gold serves, which is being a safe haven. So when people freak out, they either hold cash or go to gold or to silver or to bonds. Um, so that's basically what's happening. People are freaking out. Like they said, there was a ceasefire, but it wasn't really a ceasefire because people are still dying. So like it's messed up, and there's like new issues evolving every single day. So people are like uncertain about the like stability of the world. That's why you see the gold still climbing, and you see the dollar also climbing. And another reason why the DXY is climbing is that the numbers are like still not released, as we said in the beginning. The numbers are still not released, so this adds to uncertainty. And if the jobs reports come in like negative, or like, sorry, positive, the Fed wouldn't need to cut rates anymore. So and that's what some of the market participants are expecting or anticipating. Is there going to be a rate cut or not? So the futures markets are pricing in 2 rate cuts this year. But from what I see, based on the price action, I believe there will be no rate cuts this year. And knowing Jerome Powell, because I know the guy, I've been like listening to him speak for the past 8 years, so I know how he thinks, and I know his thought process. So I expect him to like stay like stand his grounds and refuse to cut rates unless the data and the numbers support that decision. Okay. And what else do we have? Gold analysis, yes, at the very end. We leave the best for last. Okay, what else? Nothing. We answered all questions. Let's go back to GBP USD. Okay, so on the weekly chart, it closed bearish as well. So it's basically like everything against the US dollar was like closed bearish. The daily, okay, now here, you know what? Like I'm starting to feel something is off with currencies. Because look here, we had this medium-term trend, okay, on the daily chart. It broke below. Remember, guys, I bought somewhere around here and then I closed around here because I didn't want to like wait for new highs. This was a very important level. So um, those of you who watch my live streams would remember this one. Anyway, so it tried to climb back above. It couldn't. So it retested the trend line from the outside almost twice and started going down again. So for me, it's still bearish, but I have a weird feeling about it. I don't know, but I think we will see. Like, I'm not sure. No, I'm not gonna like. We don't do feelings here. No, we only trade what we see, not what we feel. So I'm not gonna even think about it. No, forget it. Anyway, so what we have now is the following. So basically, every time it gets close to a trend line from below, every time it gets close to the trend line or the downtrend line, we sell with stops above previous highs. Uh, that's uh, that's how I do it. Yeah, it's still trending down beautifully. Forget about feelings. Feelings don't get you anywhere in life. Uh, what I see is a beautiful downtrend. So our decision regarding GBP Euro are pretty clear because we only have like three decisions. We either do nothing, we either buy or sell. In a downtrend, we sell. In an uptrend, we buy. If we're not sure, we do nothing. So I think I can't say like anything more than this. Okay, USDJPY. This one hit my stop loss, by the way, because I had my stop loss above this level, which is 151. I told you before, like on the live streams, like I got my TP on Euro, GBP, gold, and like a whole bunch. But I told you I have a weird feeling about this one, but I'm gonna wait for it to like either close in either the stop loss hits or the TP. Although I had, I'm sorry, although I had like a weird feeling about this one, it didn't look so good, but like it wasn't invalidated, so I couldn't just like close it out of an impulse or a feeling. So my stop loss got hit, and that was a good trade, even though the stop loss got hit, because psychologically and mentally it showed me how composed I am. So I consider it to be a good trade. So on the journal, uh, what I basically wrote is that um, in this trade, I was almost like I had a gut feeling it wasn't going to work, but I anyway stuck to my plan. And because I stuck to my plan, this is a very good trade, even though it was a loss. So, um, how do you decide if the trade is good or bad? It's if it helps you grow, not if it makes you money. Okay, so this one helped me grow at least, or like support what I have, what I already have in terms of psychology and mindset. Okay, so this was a healthy trade for me. I hope I made sense. Let me see if you have any questions. Can we explain Bitcoin? Of course. Okay, and the question is answered. Great. Funding Pips has the best technical and fundamentals analysis. Thank you. We will explain Bitcoin. Let me go to Bitcoin now, and then we'll move to gold. What do you think? Okay, so real quick, naturally, because USD is up or the DXY is up, we will see the USDJPY also closing bullish last week. Now we have here, like on the daily, there was this huge um, engulfing candle, bearish engulfing. So I'll be waiting to see if there will be any reaction. I might give that trade another chance. The trade that I was just talking about. Okay, but for now, still trending up. There was a like a bearish flag pattern. If it breaks it or invalidates it, I might like forget about it. But if we get a reaction from here, I might give my trade a second chance. But overall, no. The USDJPY on the medium term is going up, and let's see, on the 4 hours is also going up. So yeah, we were ranging for quite a while, and then now we started trending up on the short term and the medium term. Okay. Now it's time to go to Bitcoin. Bitcoin hurt a lot of people last week. We start with the monthly. Okay, so the month still has 18 days to go. Like it wicked slightly below last month's low and like went back up. So this is very normal behavior for Bitcoin and the crypto market in general, because you know how volatile they get, like, and they're very, very sensitive to regulations, to Trump, to anything. The crypto market is very sensitive to um, data, because we have a lot of retail traders or retail participation in the crypto market. So they freak out easier than institutions. They panic sell faster, and you know how it goes. So what happened last week was basically like a flash crash, or not a flash crash, like a very deep correction. We could call it a crash, because Bitcoin went down from 126 to 105 on some platforms. That's very normal for Bitcoin. That's why I'm not sure if we should like consider it a crash or not. If the week closed below this area, I would have told you Bitcoin closed bearish, but this close is not bearish to me, to be honest. And I think we will start seeing higher, um, like new all-time highs. Okay, we'll see higher prices on Bitcoin very soon, and we are like $10,000 away from the all-time high, which is very close for Bitcoin. And by the way, the other day or yesterday, I think I read this like thread that says that Trump's son made $88 million shorting Bitcoin and Ethereum on that same night, just like 30 minutes before Trump tweeted about the tariffs between the US and China. Okay, so I think they do insider trading all the time, especially like this Trump family, and but someday it will backfire, and yeah. Anyway, so let's get back to analysis. So it's been trending up. We saw like a huge drop, like in the past week. Uh, Look where it got rejected from, the 200-day moving average. So this is a very important level, the 200-day moving average. So for me, like getting rejected from the 200-day moving average means you were still we're still bullish, and closing yesterday with this huge engulfing candle, bullish engulfing inside the bands above all major moving averages, which is the 200-day, the 100-day, and the 50-day moving averages, is very bullish to me. Let's go down a little bit to. Okay, so on the 4 hours, we have a bit of a challenge. The challenge is not very hard, but we can call it a challenge. It needs to close above the 116 level, so that above those two moving averages on the 4 hours, which are the 200 and the 100, once it closes above these, then going up becomes easier. But now, like as you see, it got rejected once, twice, and now it's on the way to try again. So yeah, that's basically my view on the Bitcoin. These are broken, so we can remove them, and we'll start looking for new ones. Like for example, we can draw one here, and every time we like go close to it or like retest the trend line, we buy with stops below previous lows. But yeah, the reaction and the behavior is not bad at all. No, like it was scary when it was happening, but after the fact, you saw it, like it got rejected from this area and closed above this support. So it means that the buyers are still in control and the bulls are still controlling the fight between the bulls and the bears. And I think that's it for Bitcoin. Let me go back real quick and check if you have any questions. That made the decision. Okay. Let me tell you what happened. Okay. Forex Club is saying, "What are you saying?" Thank you so much. You're welcome. Again, Celestine is asking about the tariffs. Like, why did he do that decision? Because China was saying that they're going to have some restrictions on the export of some of the minerals and like precious metals they have, and not even only the precious metals, anything that comes from Earth, like metals, minerals, whatever things they use in like manufacturing. Some of them are going to be banned. Some of them will have restrictions from going to the US. So basically, Trump felt that he's being attacked. So he said, you know what, I'm going to put 100% tariffs on you, on everything coming from China. So this made like a huge like turbulence in the markets. So that's basically what happened. Trump is like a little kid in a, like that looks old. That's what else? What else? What else? What else? It's good opportunity for one more short in Bitcoin. It might be, but for me, I wouldn't. I wouldn't go against the trend. USD CAD. Okay, so I'm gonna do USD CAD and then gold, and then we are done. Let's go to USD CAD. I haven't looked at USD CAD for a while now. Okay, start go the week. So okay, the CAD is in. Wow, that was a big drop. Okay, so it's in a downtrend, in a uptrend. Sorry, I'm sorry. It's in an uptrend. It's been in an uptrend since like 2021. So now it broke below the uptrend line, and it's retesting from the outside. and that's for the weekly. And of course, the weekly the candle closed strong last week because of the reversal we saw on DXY, but the reversal isn't yet confirmed. And if we want to look at different charts to confirm the view on DXY, we can see that okay, now we're trending up, or we're like like seeing strength on USD CAD, like as a pair. Like the USD is stronger and the CAD is getting weaker, but we're still below this moving average, and we're still below this trend line, and we're retesting from beyond the trend line. So let's see what happens if it closes up here, which would like mean the DXY at 100 or above 100.25. Then we have reversals to the upside. But as long as it's below the uptrend line, and it's not doesn't have the power or the enough steam to go above, we still don't have a reversal to the upside. But overall, the major trend is up. And if you want my opinion, I think it's going to keep going up. Okay, so the daily, very clean uptrend, amazing, higher highs, higher lows, beautiful. I'm sorry. And then let's move to 4 hours. 4 hours is also very bullish. It's good. um like I'd simply do that. Look, I just do this every time I get like a retest here. I'd buy with stops below here. That's very, very obvious. So guys, like despite the fact that we are like having the government shutdown and all of that happening in the world around us, but I think I made a bad decision stopping to trade for this year, because I see a lot of good opportunities in the market, like today, even today. Not like I'm not gonna talk for the rest of the year, but at least today, like I just saw a million good opportunities. So, but no regrets. I'm gonna stay disciplined. I'm not gonna like change my mind. I said I'm gonna stop trading for the year. I made my profit, so I need to stop. Okay, so on the hourly, the same thing as we said. Now, finally, to everyone's favorite, the gold, Mr. Gold. What's happening with gold? Um, Last week, gold actually was going to close bearish, like gave us like a bearish sign when it went down to 3,950, but like only it took it one day to go back and break new all-time highs. So on the weekly, it closed very bullish, as you can see. So that's that. On the daily, so yeah, this is the day I was talking about, because like it dropped almost $105, which is not a small drop. That's 1,000 pips. So when that happened, I expected to see like a further drop, or like a start of a correction. But like 2 days later, you see we are now at an all-time high, 4,778. No, 4,000, not 700, 4,078. Sorry. Like those numbers are so new, like I haven't practiced saying them, all right. So what else do we have? The daily is very bullish. We're making all-time highs. No signs of weakness whatsoever. Yeah. So we retested this moving average, and we saw like a rejection to the upside and a break of the all-time high. Just now, we are now breaking an all-time high. So do you see how easy it is to make money just following the trend, instead of just trying to short it every time it makes a new all-time high? Just wait for it to drop, to correct. Just buy. Keep buying. As long as you're in an uptrend, keep buying, guys. Okay. What else do we have? Yeah, it's still very bullish. Like nothing else to say. Honestly, nothing else to say about gold. Before it shows any signs of weakness, I'm not gonna like even try to think about catching a correction. I don't want to catch any corrections. Whenever it goes down, I'm buying. Okay, so let me take your questions. Um, Aidan, after we close this live stream, watch the video again. I actually gave you the opportunities, just like listen closely. Listen closely, my friend, and you will get them. As gold is pushing higher too, morning. Do you think will break above 4 hour demand and move up? God bless you too. Thank you. Okay, so let's answer this question. Do I think that Euro USD will break above the demand of 1.1640? Let's see. Um, you know what? Very unlikely. Very unlikely. Like it looks bearish to me. Let me see the daily. So you know what? The daily high of Friday's, like Friday's high, was 1.1630. So I think this will help. Like 1 second. If it breaks, if it goes above, like technically speaking, on the daily chart, it has like there's a chance that it will go to 1.1660, but like talking about like the short term, the 4 hours, if it closes like bearish and below 1.16, you're good to go. But is there a possibility to break above this level, which is the 1.1640? Everything is possible. That's why we use stops. No one knows everything, or like no one knows for a fact what's going to happen. So yeah, there's a possibility, but I think we're going lower, not higher. Okay. Thank you for doing this. You're welcome. Thank you for watching. USDCAD, all right. All good. So, guys, if you need any help, you have any questions, you know where to find me. Thank you very much for tuning in, and I hope to see you on the next one. Take care of yourselves, and again, if you need anything, you know where to find me. Take care of yourselves and trade responsibly. Bye bye.